Shh. It's not on. Shalom. Welcome to the Jewish View. My name is Rabbi Nachman Simon with Chabad of Delmar, and I brought my own granddaughter with us today, Chaya Simon, all the way from Canada to test out the food with Marc Gronich, our co-host from Statewide News Service and jbiztechvalley.com. I thought maybe you brought us to a nice kiddush.
Well, you know, it's coming to that point. We have foods from Beigel's Bakery, Manischewitz, and Starkist, and we're going to talk about all these products with Marty Stein, who's from Colony and a judge from Kosherfest, and is also a salesman with Kehi Distributors. Did I get all that right?
Kehi Food Distributors.
That's right.
Kehi Distributors.
Okay, so welcome to the show again. It's great
Nice
to have you here. And you know, I wanted to let everyone know that Beigel's has been extremely generous with their portions that they gave us for the show. But this is everything that they, mostly what they've had in the at Kosherfest. They have a huge display. They're one of the larger displays at Kosherfest, and I just, you know, I think that they have a big variety, wide variety of products. So they have, you know, sugar-free. It's just not bread, is what I'm trying to, I'm trying to say. Yeah. It's just not your normal white bread.
I think, Mark, that's important for people to know. I mean, we see you know, it's a very nice variety of food products we see here, but if you were in Kosherfest, which was in the Meadowlands, and that's a huge auditorium, and I do mean huge, and there was all kinds of bakeries. Marty, you know how many bakeries?
Quite a few.
Bakeries. This was just one small,
this is just one portion of the
a small portion.
industry.
So what we're showing is just to keep in mind that there's one kosher bakery, and there's so many different varieties as you're seeing here. Mark is telling you.
And this white bread is parva. Usually white bread you think is made with milk, but this is parva, and it's pas Yisrael, and it's yoshan.
Yoshan is a different idea. It means old, literally. It just means that at times of Israel, but even applies now today, they didn't want to have new bread after Passover, new wheat products. So that's why it's Yoshan. But again, why it's parv? Because, of course, people have a roast beef sandwich. So you don't want to have a roast beef sandwich, or whatever, dinner time with meat. You don't want to have a milk, a dairy bread together with your meat dinner. So that's why it's better for...
But sometimes it confuses people if they have white bread and with roast beef sandwich, and then all of a sudden you think, oh, you know, you go out, you know, someplace and you say, oh, this might be acceptable. You know, it's sort of like the reason why they don't like, why the Jewish community, portions of the Jewish community don't like the faux lobster and the faux crab, because even though it's just whitefish,
you
that's...
You know, Mark, the old saying is fitting right now. Let the consumer be aware.
Yeah.
But it really is the kosher consumer, because we can have different products really in the same manufacturer, and one could be OU, meaning just kosher, one could be dairy, and one product line could be non-kosher. It's perfectly legal, and you know, and the people always making mistakes and saying, "Well, I just took that. I knew that product," and you know, the manufacturer, and like you say, you make this is dairy and this is not.
One time, my brother came home with a Kraft cheese, American cheese that had, because it had the K on it.
Yeah.
And for Kraft, not for kosher. So my mother told him to go right back to the store and get it out of the house. But anyway, this is whole wheat bread, and this is parv.
People could see that.
And this is also yoshan and parv, and it has a couple
there's another point here also. I mean, I'm the rabbi, so of course I care about kosher. But on the other hand, I mean, you have to deal with people. You can't force people to eat what they don't want to eat.
Right.
And we try to make kosher accessible to every person. And as you're going to see now, there's so much whole wheat. People are into being healthy. It's a very important thing. We're going to see things sugar-free and gluten-free. And again, the manufacturers are they're baking here. They're manufacturing things that are good for all the consumers. And these are major trends in consumerism and food, and they're providing those needs.
And this is whole wheat rye that we have, and they have on the other side here, this is like 4 hectares If you
Kosher
see
symbols.
kosher symbols, kosher certification symbols, all along the line here. So, Marty, why don't you, this is for anyone who...
It's certain people are prone to certain textures, and they're trying to satisfy the majority of the potential customers. That's why they have so many textures.
Right.
Hopefully they'll get it. Everybody will be satisfied. It doesn't always happen, but it usually does. Especially with 4. It's
So-
unusual to see 4 on one product.
So then we have, and Bagels also makes, the traditional challah, but they also have the breakaway challah. And the breakaway challah is where you literally, when you take this out of the bag, you can see it comes in pieces, and then you just break off a piece, and then you say hamotzi on the bread, you say hamotzi, and then you have, this is your piece of challah.
Good.
So, can't glue it
Everybody
down.
gets their own portion without cutting it up.
That's right. So that's good. So anyway, so that's a convenience, and that's how.
You have anything that Chaya could taste test for
I
us
do.
over here? I brought
I
her.
do.
She's getting hungry, she said. Over here.
Well-
I don't know if her mother will like it for destroying her dinner.
Well, we have rugelach. You like rugelach?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, these are rugelach, chocolate and cinnamon. Do you like? Which one do you like? Chocolate or cinnamon? You got 2 different kinds in this one box. We have 2 different kinds.
Really? Did they come all in one box?
Yeah. The one side.
Chocolate or
chocolate,
cinnamon?
one
Yeah, we'll
cinnamon.
show the audience. First, we'll show the audience that the cinnamon are up
interesting.
here and the chocolate is over here. So, Chaya, why don't you take?
Take one.
You want
Say a
that's the-
bracha. Say a nice bracha for everybody.
Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam v'orei minim v'neish.
All right, now she's our official taste tester.
Okay,
She should
beautiful.
be the judge at Kosherfest.
Is that good? Mmm. Yeah.
All right, you like
Go.
it? It tastes good?
Go, hmm.
And then,
Okay, so they, Bagels tries to get as many different flavors for different tastes into one package. So over here, you might understand that, we all know about black and white cookies. That's very common. You see it many diners, and you see it various other parties and events, and so they always have these. But for those who really want to support Israel and really are a big fan, look at what they did. I think this is cool. They have the blue and the white, so that they have the
Jewish colors.
the colors of the Israeli flag, and Jewish colors, yes. So that's, and then for those who can't make up their mind as to which colors they want, and you have a party, let's say, you want to try one of these,
Yeah,
or you
take one of those or you're getting full.
try one of these. It's a gastronomic extravaganza here. Okay, so we have all these colorful. Now, I went to the University at Albany, and University at Albany, their school colors are purple and gold.
Oh, there you
So I
go.
think that that they should be marketing this to the
New
Jewish
Albany.
community at University at Albany.
Well, they could go to the non-Jewish community if it's all.
That's right.
But
But certainly Shabbos House. Okay,
Of
so
course.
now they have a lot of sugar-free products at Bagels, which I was very impressed about when I went there. Sometimes, you don't want to
where is
taste.
the factory
The
then?
factory is on Waverly Place, and it's right near where the Brooklyn Nets play, but it's also right near Crown Heights as well.
All right, very good.
And that's one of the,
Again, I would reiterate to every person, that people think that kosher maybe from their homes or bygone days is just a piece of gefilte fish and a piece of matzah. Again, just to keep in mind that you have all the varieties of taste that you want, and number 2, if you want to be healthy, and so many people are today, we can talk about that. Marty, talk about the sugar-free and gluten-free.
Sugar-free is a very popular category. Certain people, of course, are not allowed sugar, so it fulfills the need for their food.
dietary constraints, yeah. So we'll take a piece of the mandel bread. It's cut, yeah.
Okay.
It's cut, take a piece,
Boy,
Okay, no.
and I'll take a piece. You say mizonos on that?
Yeah, that's good. Amen, gesund. I hate you say in Yiddish, eat with health. Even though it's
Oh,
not
that's
sugar-free,
good.
but gluten-free.
You don't even mind that it's
Try
sugar-free.
this. Maybe I should try some of this Christian stuff. Is it good?
Oh, this is good.
Mark really did bring us to a kiddush here.
Now, you should always know. Oh, wait a minute. First, I want to continue on the sugar-free path.
All right, good.
You have cookies, Linzer cookies, that are sugar-free. And if you like Linzer cookies, it's great because they're really used to be loaded with sugar. But if we can get a close-up. Yeah, there you go. That's
Yeah,
terrific.
to me, it's remarkable, that people do. There are a lot of sugar-free, and
You know, and then you
you
have,
can have good taste.
yeah, it's very good taste. And here's the 7-layer cake that's sugar-free. Man, I can't wait to get home and eat all this
Yeah,
up.
Mark, I thought you were on a diet.
Well, I seafood diet. I see food and I eat it. So, and then there's other. You like that one, huh? here's marble cake. That's also, beautiful. I mean, it's just if you could see the marbleization in the front there, and it's just they just package everything so nicely at Beigels. And I had a tour of the factory, and I was very impressed with the way they manufacture things and how organized and orderly and clean the factory was. I mean, I was surprised. I don't know why I should be surprised, but I was surprised because kosher means clean, right? And
Right,
supposed
there
to-
you go.
So,
Well, you don't want any bugs in it either, just not the kosher.
right. So then they got. Do you know what this is? This isn't babka cake, is it? This is like a chocolate roll.
It looks
or
like a
something.
babka cake.
Yeah, but
This is like a chocolate roll.
doesn't have a label on the back, right?
Well, I think
Fell
Maybe
off.
it came off the line before they put the label
this
on
is
it.
hot off the press, hot off the line. Yes.
Yeah,
This is
It's
something I
definitely
want to
chocolate babka.
look at how beautiful that.
full of
Right.
chocolate. Usually
A
you
lot
get
of filling in it.
And it's not sugar-free. It does have
Regular,
sugar in it,
yeah.
but I just, I was like a kid in a candy store when I was going around there. They have this melt-away babka cake, which, you could see even that's over there on the picture behind you. It's next to the red and white. But that's what this is in real life, not just in a picture.
Certainly attractive packaging.
Yes, so. And then we got these grab and go. Why don't you talk about these, Marty? Because
Grab and Go is very popular for lunch boxes or to take back to the office. And you do have an outstanding variety of product
put it
here.
in front. Yeah.
This is a confetti type pastry. Here's a black and white.
Yeah,
And what is this one? This is vanilla,
Danish and chocolate.
right?
Is that cinnamon Danish also?
Okay, cinnamon Danish.
Doesn't look like anybody's going to be going hungry here.
And this is something else, like a horn tape,
Uh-huh.
horn-shaped product.
Pastry swirl, it's called.
Yeah.
Pastry swirl. So you really should have.
This picture on your screen is probably all, where my picture is, this is what a nicer, without the packaging
Right, that's.
of what Mark was just talking about, so that was good.
So that's what we have for the, from Beigels. I mean, it's just,
What
oh,
about
and
some
then,
bread?
of course,
Yeah.
you want to talk about the rainbow bars, right? You like rainbow bars?
Yeah.
You do?
You're going to destroy her dinner over here. I don't know what her mother's
Well.
going to say.
I don't know either, but I'll have to take the lumps. Okay,
Attractively packaged.
very nicely
These are very
packaged,
big.
yes.
Should be more smaller pieces, maybe.
Right, but we'll
Yeah, they,
break it off, take that. And this is,
what do you say, Chaya? What do you, all this food?
What do you think?
Yeah, but it's
You
better
like it?
for dinner than a sandwich?
see how beautiful that is? And so that's the rainbow bars. Beautiful. You want to try some?
No, thanks.
Okay.
No reflection on the product.
Yeah. We're all on
Reflection
diets, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But there is breads there. Now going to the breads.
The breads, yeah. Now, you should always buy bread when it's labeled kosher. You know, a lot of times in supermarkets, they'll have the supermarket bread that'll be
Right on the racks.
right on the racks, and it won't be labeled, and people might think, oh well, it's just bread. You know, I think I can, you know, fake it, or I'll just cheat or something. But this is from Beigels, and they make a beautiful pumpernickel. And this is
looks good.
pumpernickel bread, and it's just
Sometimes it's just a little brown, but this looks like a real pumpernickel.
it's real pumpernickel. So, can we taste?
No, we have to wash. I mean,
Well, we should.
it's a whole big thing.
Okay.
To
Okay,
bread.
so we'll just show it. Okay.
Leave it be.
And then we talked about the whole wheat, and this is another type of bread, but you can see how the texture in here. I mean, first of all, I wish we had smell-o-vision, because it just smells beautiful. It's just, you know.
The aroma is really outstanding.
You know, so this was, when I went to pick this stuff up, it was wafting through the car, the odor.
Really?
And I
Okay,
just like,
good.
wow.
You don't have that much anymore. This must have been a real
That.
bakery.
It was an absolutely real bakery.
You know, like that's a New York bakery.
I saw everyone, I saw the people making the dough, you know, putting it through the machine, you know, the oven, and, you know, but that's huge.
We had our own
inside.
kosher supervision there now.
That's it? You got it?
Yeah, Mark putting his own supervision.
And then they have this onion bread, which if you have
That's
tasted an
very
onion bagel, this is a large version of an onion bagel. And we can open it up, and you could see how white that flour is. Just incredible. Just incredible. Tastes great. All right, so,
You showed everything from the bagels?
well, we got
Bagels?
the rugelach here, which everyone really knows what rugelach is. And I think that's that's everything.
We covered everything.
I think that's everything. So they have two different types of chocolate rugelach. One's a pastry rugelach, and one's a rugelach, regular rugelach. You can see the difference there. So I wanted to demonstrate that there's other types of rugelach. So I guess you can go online and look at more products, and you know, certainly we have the products here on this beautiful stand that they gave us. Now I wanted to go through, StarKist sent us some products, and some of this was not at Kosherfest, and I pointed that out to them. How do I know it wasn't at Kosherfest? Because some of the products don't have the OU on it. Now,
Or any other hexure.
or any other hexure.
Yeah.
So they, but you know, the hexure that StarKist does go by is the OU, and they have it in really small, very small letters. You're not going to even be able to see this, but I'll hold this up here, and right over here is there's OU Parv, right over there. So it's right under the T in the last final T in StarKist, and you have a very similar, you know, the packaging is different, but you'll see that on this one, under the final T, there is no hexure, there's no writing, there's nothing, it's just blank. And the packaging, you don't have this yellow band on here, you have the two different pictures over there, the chunk like tuna in water, you know, even says it in a different format, but they're both made in the same factory in Ecuador. And I tell you, I called them and asked about it, and they said, even though it's not OU, it's still kosher. And I said, no, it's not. You couldn't get this into Kosherfest if you tried without the hexure on it. So I knew that they didn't have it at Kosherfest. So so you got to be very careful when you go through and you try to, here's underneath
Again,
the final
this would
T
be a
is the
perfect-
Parv, OU Parv, underneath this one. But when you get into these tuna creations, I have not found one of them that has the kosher, any kosher symbols.
Well,
on
see,
it.
you know, Mark, you're just illustrating what I was talking about before. You say one product name, StarKist, and you say, okay, I know StarKist, one of them I picked up is kosher. And you just, like I say, the kosher consumer beware. Every time you buy a different little product, even though it may be, like you're saying, a picture different, and one's with water, one's with oil, it could be very much of a different, a whole different story. So
Right.
therefore you have to
So
really
you have
be
to be careful and don't just take it, as gospel, I guess, if you think that it's a brand name, that all of it's going to be the same. There are many products that, come from different factories. And one factory would be kosher because they don't mix milk and meat, and another factory won't be kosher.
The packaging looks very similar.
Might look differently, and
Could be the same even,
so
sometimes.
yeah,
Sometimes
it
a
is.
quart size, the half-gallon size.
Right.
Say, well, one's the same thing. And
So,
they just,
so they sent me these, and I told them that I wasn't going to promote this as being, at Kosherfest, and they said, okay, well, so be it.
in a way, it's a learning moment. This
So-
way it shows, exactly the point. That
Yeah.
That's very good they sent it, that, one manufacturer, you say, okay, StarKist, I bought one, but it could be others. So it's
Now,
very
there-
important for us.
Their tuna is kosher for Passover, and it says, so
It's specifically
small,
labeled.
OUP. So the OUP, when it says kosher for Passover, you have to assume the P is for Passover, not Parv.
Yeah, well, the
Generally-
capital P.
It would say parv if it was parv, I guess.
It would say it would spell it out.
And just don't also say kosher for Passover. This, if you want to show to, in our camera, says kosher for Passover. Not that all StarKist is kosher for Passover. I don't know, you can
Right.
maybe read it, it's Hebrew, but it's in those red letters.
That's right, the red
It says
box.
kosher. That's why it has to say kosher for Passover. It can't say, again, assume, well, one StarKist is kosher for Passover, it all is. Don't make that assumption.
And you should also know that, I guess for camping trips, they have this pop top here, and that's good for camping, where this you need a can opener to take the lid off. So anyway, that was one of the good things about the StarKist thing I found was fascinating, so I took one
We'll give them credit for putting the
with
hechsher
permission.
on the front of the package.
It's
Some of the companies put the hechshers on the back of the package.
Yes, but you have to look, and
Yeah.
believe me, I went with a magnifying glass and I looked and I looked, and I couldn't find
You definitely need
anything.
a magnifying glass
And I
for
think
that one.
they admitted that it was, they said it was kosher, but it really, I said it has to be marked as such, and I think it was above their pay grade when I was talking to them. So, all right. Well, Manischewitz also were very nice to us. They sent some products over, and this is gluten-free, certified gluten-free noodles.
Again,
Marty, tell us about gluten-free. I said it again a few times.
Gluten-free is one of the fastest growing category in the grocery industry, and the kosher industry is matching other industries with their variety, and it's kosher gluten-free is really popular now. And these are products that will be introduced for Passover 2015.
Oh, 2015. Well,
Right.
stay tuned, as you would say.
Right.
Well, it's always interesting, people always think ahead of, like a week before Passover, what am I going to eat? And they're already thinking a half a year ahead of time.
So this
So
is
this
so
planning
these
for
noodles.
this is done many months in advance.
Yeah, and this is the raisin and spice cookies, which we'll have our taste tester see how she likes these. And once I get this open, and again, this is kosher for Passover. Why don't you
You have a cookie
take
there.
one and let us know how you like it? This is
They're good?
Yeah.
Okay.
raisin and spice cookies. You taste the spice of the
Do
raisins?
they
or-
taste good?
Mostly the spice, but I like it.
Yeah, good. Now we have a lot of, again, gluten-free matzahs. Matzahs are going to be gluten-free matzahs are going to be very popular, I guess.
Yeah, but they can't be made, what are they made out of, Mark? Because they can't be made out of wheat, which is your normal matzah. You know what's it's the main product? Maybe cornstarch?
That's a cracker.
Yeah,
How about gluten-free?
tapioca starch, water, potato starch, eggs, dehydrated potatoes, palm oil, sugar, and salt. Contains
But
eggs.
no wheat.
No wheat. So I guess.
That's what makes it gluten-free.
And this is made of, again, the tapioca starch probably
As a base.
is the base instead of the wheat. So that's the.
I mean, there are people more gluten-free. I mean, and they need products and they want to eat kosher. It's just, let's say, in the kosher market also.
Yeah, let's get a close-up of all of these.
Yeah, it looks good.
We'll build a little
Pyramid.
pyramid here.
Right.
Okay. So I guess not. Okay. So we'll get these two gluten-free ones, and then we'll put in these two gluten-free ones, and then we'll swap out the garlic and rosemary.
Again, I mean, I'm saying it a number of times, but I think it's important, not only is it gluten-free, but look how many different varieties. You don't have to have just plain matzah and gefilte fish.
Right. Well, now,
You know.
That's very important.
you were talking earlier about,
That's very important to have a gluten-free matzo ball mix. So that's a very
What kind of Jew doesn't eat a matzah
right,
ball?
very big
yeah,
category.
but let's get a close-up of this box with the gluten-free matzah. And I think that's something that people should look at on their shelves. I think the Price Chopper locally carries this one.
It will be probably carried.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Sure.
I think I've seen it already. And then we have a return visit from our favorite carrot cake macaroons.
Well, Mark, you like this, I know.
I love these. I just sit there
They're
and
really
pop them in
good.
my mouth. I mean,
They're really good.
They're phenomenal. So this was really a treat and a half. And I want to thank all of our corporate sponsors, you might say, for sending along all the products from Beigels and Manischewitz and even Starkist. So this was a wonderful treat. So, Rabbi, you have
All
any
right,
closing
thank you very
remarks?
much. We'll thank Chaya for
Chaya?
being our official taste tester on the Jewish
Okay.
View,
You come back anytime, Chaya.
especially when we
Okay.
have food.
That's
In
right.
any case, Marty, thank you very much.
Nice
You know,
being
you
here.
say in Yiddish, es gesund
That's
hey,
right.
so everybody should just eat kosher, and do it with good health.
Amen.